Welcome to my channel. In the previous classes, I was discussing about interest on capital, how to calculate the interest on capital. So, in this video, continuation of calculating interest on capital. First of all, we do one problem to calculate interest on capital when the opening capital is not given. So, when the opening capital is not given, we have to calculate the opening capital. So the format of the opening capital, calculation of opening capital, I have already discussed in the previous classes. So we can move on to the problem. This problem, we can see that the A and B are partners in a business. Then their capital at the end of the year was year ending closing capital is given, that is 46,000 and 34,000. Then during the year 2011, drawings of A and B is given, that is 6,800 and 10,700. Then interest on drawings is given 200 and 300. Then A has a salary, that is 3,000, and B has a commission 4,000. Then profits of the year after making asset adjustments given as 30,000. We have to calculate the interest on capital at the rate of 6% for the year ending 31st December 2011. So first of all, we have to calculate the opening capital. For this, first of all, we have to write one heading, that is calculation of A's capital at the beginning of the year. Then after that, we have to write the capital at the end of the year. It is given the question, that is 46,000. It is we have to write in the form of a statement. Then we have to add the drawings and interest on drawings. The items that to be added to the closing capital is drawings, interest on drawings, and share of loss. Here drawings and interest on drawings is given. Then the partners have got profit, so there will be no share of loss. So we have to only add the drawings and interest on drawings. Drawings for A is 6,800 and 200 given in the question. By adding these three items, we can get 53,000. Then we have to write it in this column. Then we have to less some items, that is partners salary, partners commission, partners share of profit, and additional capital. Then there is A has a salary, that is 3,000. Then we have to calculate, there is no commission. Then share of profit, that is we have to calculate on the 6% on the profit made, that is 30,000 profit is made. So 30,000 into the ratio of sharing the profit is not given, so profit is divided equally among the partners. Equally means 6 by 100, 1 by 2, equally divided among the partners, there is 1 by 2. So 30,000 into 1 by 2, which will give 15,000. By adding 15,000 and 3,000, we can get 18,000, and then it is less from the previous amount, 53,000 minus 18,000 gives 35,000. Then we have to calculate the interest on capital. Interest on capital, A's capital. So A's capital as found as 35,000. Then interest on capital is 6% of the 35,000, that is 2,100. Then we have to calculate the same procedure for B's capital. So we have to write the heading as calculation of B's capital in the beginning of the year. Then we have to write the capital at the end of the year. B's capital is 34,000, that we have to write. Then add drawings and interest on drawings. There will be no other items, that is interest on drawings and drawings is given the question 10,700 and 300. Then by adding these three figures, we get the 45,000 amount. Then we have to less certain items. That is, B has a commission, no salary. So commission amount is written. It's written in the inner column for calculation purposes. Then the share of profit is calculated same manner as in the case of A. So that is 30,000 into 1 by 2 will gives 15,000. Then by adding this 19,000, previous total minus 19,000 gives 26,000. That is opening capital for B. Then we have to calculate the interest on capital at 6% of 26,000. That will be 1,560. Then another case for calculating the interest on capital, that when there is withdrawals out of capital. So in this case we have to calculate the interest on capital on the opening capital up to the date of withdrawal and on the capital after withdrawal for the remaining period. So we can move on to the question. In this question, there is M and N partners sharing profits. Profit sharing ratio is given, that is 3:2. Then the capital balances. Opening balance is given 1st January 40,000 and 30,000. On 1st July withdrawal is made. M's withdrawal is 10,000 and on 1st September N is withdrawn. The amount is 6,000. Then we have to calculate the interest on capital, right, is 6% per annum for the year ending 31st December 2000. So first of all we have to write the heading as calculation of interest on capital for M. Then we have to calculate first the interest on capital up to the period of withdrawal on the opening capital. Also interest on 40,000 the opening capital from 1st January 2010 to 1st July 2010, that is up to the period of withdrawal. That will give 40,000 into amount of interest rate is 6%. 6 by 100 into number of months is from 1st January to 1st July, there will be 6 months. So 6 by 12 amount will be 1,200. Then we have to calculate interest on capital, remaining capital after the withdrawn figure for the remaining period. That is interest on 30,000. That is the 40,000 opening capital minus amount of withdrawal. Amount of withdrawal is 10,000. So we have to calculate on the remaining amount of capital. That is 40,000 minus 10,000 gives 30,000. From the 1st July 2010, that is the date of withdrawal up to the end of the financial year, that is 31st December 2010. That will be 30,000 into 6 by 100 into 6 by 12. 6 months, 1st July to 31st December will be 6 months there will be. So the amount will be 900. By totaling it, interest on capital for M will be 2,100. Then we have to calculate the calculation of interest on capital of Mr. N. Then interest on capital same as in the case of M. Interest on 30,000. 30,000 is the opening capital of N from 1st January 2010 to here the withdrawal date is 1st September 2010. So to 1st September 2010. Then 30,000 6 by 100 rate of interest. Then first the number of months from 1st January to 1st September will be 8 months. So 8 by 12 amount will be 1,200. Then we have to calculate the balance interest on capital on the balancing amount of capital. That is 30,000 minus the amount is withdrawal, amount of withdrawal is 6,000. So that will be 24,000. 24,000 from 1st September 2010 to year ending, that is 31st December 2010. So calculation will be like this: 24,000 into rate of interest is 6 by 100 into number of months from 1st September to 31st December will be 4 months. So 4 by 12. Amount will be 480. So the sum total will be 1680. That is the interest on capital of Mr. N. Hope you understand. That's all for today. Thank you.